All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It is time for Veterans News. Hank Whittier is not in the studio. Gary Pasquale is sitting in for Hank, and Joe Martone is sitting in for everybody else who normally shows up on these shows.
I qualify. I'm a veteran, right?
You sure do, and thank you for that.
You sure do, and Joe, I feel honored to have the president of the radio station sitting here with me, even though Hank can't be here. Of course, we miss Hank when he's not here.
Aim better next time.
We'll do better. And I want to welcome all the veterans and all our listeners, and special thanks to WOCA for having us. And don't forget that next week we will have a 1-hour show. We'll have some folks from the Ocala CBOC along with Dr. Knapp, who's in charge down there. So we got a good show for you down there next week. So please join us. We do have some casualties to report, unfortunately, this morning. We have sheriff's casualties and law enforcement casualties. You want to go ahead and do them now, Larry?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
We don't have anybody on the line.
No.
Okay, I do have two. One is Deputy Holmes Smith of the Clareton Sheriff's Department in South Carolina, killed in the line of duty, and Detective Keegan Dwar from Clarksville, Tennessee, also killed in the line of duty. I don't have any reports of any fire casualties, and praise God for that. And I do not have any Department of Defense casualties, and praise God for that. I think this is the first time on the show that I can honestly say that.
That's good.
All right, we'll do Amazing Grace and taps, and we'll be right back.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Our thoughts and our prayers go out to the families of those law enforcement folks. And although we didn't lose any military people this week, we probably come pretty close yesterday. I noticed on the news 3 naval personnel were attacked in Istanbul, Turkey, and they got away, luckily, without too much harm. But, we want to remember to keep in our prayers all the military people serving in the nation and overseas. And also remember, those that work on the fire departments and the law enforcement, to keep us safe every day. And we'll remember those in our prayers. And we want to thank our sponsors, of course, wonderful WOCA Radio here for having us on every week. We couldn't do it without you and your folks, Joe, and Larry especially. Even when I forget to download stuff off the internet, Larry's always there to help me, so thank God for Larry. Bob Wine's Camellia Garden and Nursery. Now, they've been keeping things blooming in Ocala since 1952. They bring us veterans news every week here. They're located on 2610 Southeast 38th Street in our beautiful Ocala. When it comes to landscaping, Bob Wines has what you need, everything everything from small plants, large trees, mulch, fertilizers, and much more. If they don't have it, you probably don't need it. And Bob Wines will deliver if you can't pick it up. They guarantee their trees. That's hard to believe, but they do. They guarantee their trees. And you can contact them at area code 352-629-5766. And there's a bonus also. If you tell the folks at Bob Wines that you're a veteran, you get a 10% discount. And the weather's nice and cool, and the flowers are looking good. So it's time to get over there and get some and make your yards look nice.
You did that good. See, you said you were nervous. You're not nervous.
But they might hire me. You never know.
You never know. They might hire you.
They might.
We need another dishwasher here. No problem.
This has been a special week. This has been Veterans Day week, and also the Marine Corps birthday. And
that coincides pretty close sometimes, doesn't it?
yeah, and I was born on the Marine Corps birthday, so I got to celebrate.
Oh, you're a birthday boy.
Yeah, along with a bunch of Marines. Well, and that was a pretty good thing.
Yeah, you're in good company.
Now, we had something very special go on, Joe, on the Marine Corps birthday. I don't know if you heard about it, the dental program.
Oh, I talked to Hank yesterday, and he said it was outstanding.
I heard it made the papers. I didn't get a chance to see it.
It made the radio.
But it made the radio. We're good. The folks that made that possible is a fine gentleman by the name of Dr. Bonesteel of the Oak Ridge Dental Clinic, way out there on 200. I mean, way out there, close to 464. He's right in front of the Walmart. And this year he had a wonderful colleague with him named Dr. Williams, who came all the way from Lake City. Now, this dentist office canceled all their regular patients to help veterans on this day. We want to wish them God's blessings and thanks. They served 37 veterans out there.
In one day.
In one day. We got them started about 7:30, and I think they went to about 3. And this wasn't, a rush or a hurry up and do anything, Joe.
Yeah.
They took their time. They were going to do like a filling, a cleaning, and a pulling. But I heard from a lot of people they did a lot more. They treated these folks really decent. And when you got there, you weren't supposed to eat it before you got your teeth fixed. But they had scrambled eggs, they had sausages, and they made some good coffee. Not as good as your coffee, Joe.
We have Starbucks coffee from the mall here, so yeah.
But they made some good coffee, and they made these people feel really good.
They charged them.
They didn't charge them anything.
That's the big thing. That's what gets in my heart. Tugs at it,
Dr. Bonesteel, if you can I put in a plug for him, Joe?
You already did twice. Okay. You keep going.
if you don't have a dentist, That's a really good guy out there, and especially if you're a veteran, if he does stuff like that for veterans, we need to support businesses like that. I feel like we really do. And I don't know where Dr. Williams practices in Lake City, but if you're in that northern area, I would give her the same kudos and look for her also. They come out there, they gave their time and they gave of their energies, and they did a really good job with these people. And everybody left happy.
Smiling too.
Smiling, and I sat out in the waiting room probably for about 4 hours because I had a doctor's appointment. I didn't get to spend the whole thing.
Okay.
I didn't hear one scream. Now, when I'm in my own dentist office, I hear a scream now and then. So, he must be good with that Novocaine and stuff.
He's all the way up there, almost to 484?
Yeah, all the way to 484 almost. He's in that little plaza right in front of Walmart.
Okay.
And the easy landmark to remember him is there's an advanced discount auto place right before his, and you have to turn in to the Walmart plaza and kind of go around the back and come around in. But it's worth the trip out there, I'll tell you. And, again, thanks, Dr. Bonesteel. Again, thanks, Dr. Williams. God bless you. And, we hope to be able to do that again next year.
And all the assistants that he had in there and what have you.
Oh, yeah, and all the assistants, too. Oh, and they were wonderful also. Everything from filling out the paperwork to the kindness they showed. It makes it a pleasure to be a veteran when you get to work with folks like that.
Now, let me ask you, was it a walk-in, or did you all have everybody assigned before they walked in?
Well, Joe, we tried to take names, and we pretty much had a list going. But you know how it goes, especially with veterans. Some make it, some don't. But it worked out that all the ones that didn't show up that were on the list, other veterans walked in and were able to be seen.
We need to take a weather break, and we'll be right back.
Weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sunshine and pleasantly warm, high 77 to 81. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, lows generally in the 50s to near 60. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sunshine and noticeably cooler with highs ranging from 66 in the northern part of the zone to 75 in the southernmost part. For Saturday, partly sunny with a high between 70 and 75. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Dan, did you know that the runway at Ocala's airport is nearly 8,000 feet long?
Why, no, Brad. I did not. Please, tell me more about said runway.
Seriously, it's a big airport.
Yeah, I kind of knew that. So what's your point?
Well, just that most people don't even realize there's an airport, much less one that's big enough for Air Force One to land.
And
that Ocala Aviation is based at Ocala International Airport.
So why are you telling me?
So that you can help me get the word out that Ocala Aviation has a fleet of airplanes and it's here for them to learn to fly.
And how do you propose we get said message across to so many people at once?
We should put an ad on a good radio station, but yours will do.
Very funny. Well, what do you want to say?
That we offer private, instrument, and even commercial training, all right here in Ocala. They don't even have to go anywhere else. They can do it all right here.
Nope, never work.
Well, then give them the number to call with any questions.
I can't even remember your number.
Yes, you do. 861-7484. How hard is that?
Okay, I'll call you next week and we'll get it started.
Can you remember the number this time?
Yes, 861-7484.
Good boy.
It's a great week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens where they're getting ready for Christmas right now. Your favorite, those famous Bob Wine's Christmas cactus are now arriving. They're budded and blooming and wrapped in beautiful foil, just $3.99. Bob's got a super buy on boxwood, just $2.99. And of course, Bob Wine's famous camellias. You can buy these for only $5 or $10. And hey, you get a free tomato plant or a pepper plant with any purchase. Like a tree, Bob has large trees up to 8 feet, still only $49.99. And veterans, this week, you get an extra 10% off as our thanks for your service. Bob Wine's gift certificates, perfect for giving. They earn you up to $75 in gifts for yourself, free. Open daily till 4, Saturdays till 2. Bob Wine's is truly having a great week. Bob Wine's on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Proudly locally grown, family owned since 1952.
Looking for a breath of fresh air in assisted living? Camelot Chateau provides compassionate resident care, 3 excellent chef-prepared meals a day, and an engaging activities program ensuring a more fulfilling life. With Camelot's reasonable rates, you can afford to give yourself a break from cooking, housekeeping, and laundry, and have a breath of fresh air. Camelot Chateau is close to shopping, restaurants, and that all-important health care. Call 629-6077 to schedule a visit. Proud supporter of the Alzheimer's Association. All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Let's return to Veterans News. Gary Pasquale sitting in for Hank Whittier. Joe Martone is here, and Don Williams is also here. So
That's who you are.
and you guys have somebody waiting on the phone.
Doctor.
Are you ready for the phone call?
Ready?
All right. Good morning. Thank you for waiting, by the way, and for being patient with us. You're on the air now.
Hey, right. Thank you. Such Major Dairy there. We need to put a big shout out, thank you, to all the businesses that made Veterans Day a little more pleasant for us veterans.
Yeah, there was quite a few of them, probably too many to mention, but the free meals, well, I like to eat. The free meals, the free haircuts, and you know, just a general air of respect and the thank yous, you know, that veterans are getting lately. The era, you know, us Vietnam era veterans didn't get to see that, you know, and seems like it's all being made up for now. You know, God bless America, and I'm glad that the veterans are getting recognized now for their service. And yes, thank you all the businesses that go out of your way, not just on Veterans Day, but every day. You know, I know for a fact Lowe's, you know, gives me a 10% discount every time I go in there and I show my veterans card. Mm-hmm. You know, so yeah, thanks all the business. We live in the greatest city in the world, don't we?
I think so. I think we're fine. Yeah.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, another great thing happened on Veterans Day. Joe, if I can take a minute to talk about it.
Sure. Just
Now, this was a place I had never heard of, okay, but I got a call I guess about maybe 6 weeks ago, from the folks at Emeritus East Senior Living. I don't know if you've ever heard about that place before. I hadn't. And she had told me, the lady that talked to me said they had 21 veterans living there. Most of them were World War II era, Korean War era. And she asked me if we could come out there and recognize them on Veterans Day. Well, I told Hank about it, and, we started planning things, and we were just going to do a pinning. But if you know Hank, he's got a heart the size of Texas.
Yeah.
So Hank had certificates made. We went and we ordered the pins. Hank got everybody a flag. Jamie from the YMCA over here in Ocala, she wanted to get involved, and she's also involved in Standing Proud, a church group that does a lot of stuff for helping veterans. So Vets Helping Vets, along with the YMCA, and I took my grandson, who's an ROTC cadet from North Marion. We went over to the nursing home. There was 20. Not the nursing home, the senior living. You got to be careful there. I have never seen a staff treat human beings with such respect, dignity, and love as they treated those veterans. They were wonderful to work with. If I was in that situation, and had to be in a place, the love I felt there was unreal. We saluted each veteran. We pinned them with their service pins, and some were even of more than one service, and so we gave them 2 service pins. We presented them with an American made from Hank, American flag. Hank had these T-shirts made up, American-made T-shirts with American flag on them. And the YMCA did a beautiful touch. They gave each veteran a T-shirt, and they had the kids over at the YMCA make cards, homemade cards. And they gave each veteran a card from one of those kids. So what a day. I went there to bless other people, but I ended up getting blessed myself more. And the tears that they shed and the love that they showed for us, and there was a lot of female vets there too. When you think World War II era vets and Korean War vets, you're thinking of mostly males, but there was quite a few female vets there, and a lot of people were moved to tears. And
that's what I was going to say. A lot of eyes leaked. A lot of eyes leaked.
And if you want to see these pictures, if you go on the Vets Helping Vets website, I believe there's a button you push, and I'm not real technical. I said, but you can go to our Facebook page, and you can see all these pictures, both of the nursing home and even at the dentist office. And if you look at some of the pictures at the dentist office, you might lose your fear of going to the dentist, because I know that's not usually something I look forward to. But what a great Veterans Day we've had this year, and to cap it off with no military casualties. I think it's been great. Joe, what do you think?
I'm outstanding. I'm almost speechless. But when it comes to veterans, that's a soft spot, as you know, in my heart. And there's so many of them. We got over 55,000 just alone in Marion County, and that's not counting the other half of the villages. So, so we have an event coming up, a movie this Saturday at 5:00, and it's going to be, where's it going to be, Gary?
Okay, this movie is going to be put on by the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association. That's a mouthful, so they just call themselves MTRA, okay? And it's in conjunction with Veterans Helping Veterans. It's going to be November 15th, which is Saturday, 5 p.m. Tickets are available at the gate if you haven't got them in advance, and they're $10. But now that ticket includes the movie. It includes hot dogs, drinks, and popcorn. And don't worry about weather, because these MTRA folks, they got a thing. It looks like a mini version of the livestock pavilion over there. I don't know how big it is, but it would fit a lot of people. It's not quite as big as the livestock pavilion, but it's close. Yeah, bring your own chairs. But the food and drink is there. So come and enjoy the movie. And it's not a movie for entertainment, okay? Even though you may be entertained, it's about an Afghanistan vet who came home and came within minutes of taking his own life. And he had some kind of interaction with a horse. I don't want to go into too much of it there.
Gary,
yeah.
no spoilers.
And it changed his life. And hopefully now either that vet may be there or we might be able to Skype him. So after we see the 28-minute movie, we'll be able to hear from him. Now, I've heard that a lot of Afghanistan vets and a lot of Iraqi vets who are in a different age group than most of us older Vietnam vets and World War II vets, they like to interact with each other, and they don't get to do that very often. So this would be your opportunity for that. Regardless of what your age group is, come out there because there's going to be somebody you can fellowship with, enjoy the movie, and have a good time. And Karen, who runs the place out there, she's a beautiful person. She loves people. She loves helping people. And this group doesn't primarily cater to veterans. This is something new. It's usually children with disabilities they get to put on horses. So they're a beautiful bunch of people, and it's a good group.
Oh yeah, going to that Afghanistan. My second youngest son, he's a veteran from the Afghanistan war. And he's come back with some stories that are like, no, that doesn't. The media, TV media, does not do it justice what they went through over there, what happened over there, and how things blew up, and how they were treated. And it's a totally different world. Everybody has the era. Ours was the Vietnam. His was there. And then Desert Storm. Everybody has their, but they're all veterans, and they're all keeping the freedom here in the United States.
Joe, what you just brought up, it's never talked about, but when we're sent as American troops to foreign countries, it seems like other than maybe Scotland, I don't think I was ever treated very decent, in a foreign, always looked down upon, always kind of looked down as the enemy, even though we were here to help. And, when you go over there to help, especially in a place like Afghanistan, that hurts.
Oh, yeah.
That hurts just taking that kind of attitude that people take. Do I have time to put in a plug for another horse group?
You got 3.5 minutes.
Okay.
To be exact.
Well, that's good.
To be exact, that's right.
I got a good friend, Jen. I'm on the Veterans Treatment Court with her. She runs Combat Boots to Cowboy Boots. Now, they don't ride, but they have a similar program where they put people in touch with horses, and they have a personal relationship with horses, especially people that are suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome and things like that, depression. They meet each veteran up with a course, and I think I want to say it's a 6-week program, and I think 6 veterans at a time go through it or something like that. But
is there a cost to it, Gary?
She somehow absorbs the cost or gets donations for the cost.
There you go.
So if you want to donate money to that cause, that's definitely a good cause, and it's called Combat Boots to Cowboy Boots. Go ahead and Google it on the computer and look at some of the pictures. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. When it comes to Jen's stuff, a picture is worth 1,000,000 words. She's passed a couple around the Veterans Court, that have brought me to tears. I kind of had to turn my head. And a lot of Jen's people are going to be there at this movie too. So
looking forward to it. That's going to be interesting. And I like you said, you shocked me when you said it's only 28 minutes. That's a lot to pack in 28 minutes, that story. So we'll see how it is. I'm looking forward to
it. Sure is. Now, I had an opportunity she offered me a copy of it, but I said no.
You didn't want to.
I want to see
it
with my buddies.
Well, you would come here. You do a spoiler, like you almost spoiled it. I got to watch you, Gary.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Another real good event that happened, a Veterans Day event that happened on the 7th. I wish I had the post numbers, but I don't. But there's a group of veterans, both the American Legion and the VFW, that meet at the Lillian Bryant Center over on Old Gainesville Road. Command Sergeant Major Eugene Poole and Sergeant Curley, who's usually on the show here with us.
Oh, you can't miss him when he's on the show.
Invited us to their Veterans Day dinner, and invited us. I say veterans helping veterans, and we really had a good time over there. They had a gospel group of singers. We heard quite a few people speak, and it was my first time, to meet Command Sergeant Major Eugene Poole up close and personal. And
1 minute.
Okay, we got a minute to go.
I'm sorry. I mean,
okay.
I hate to interrupt you, but I just wanted to
That's
know.
okay, and it was just a great time of fellowship. So I want to give a special thanks to that American Legion group and that VFW group that invited us to to fellowship with them on Veterans Day. And I know it's a couple days late, but I want to wish all veterans. This is still Veterans Day week, to have a great Veterans Day. God bless you. And Joe, you came and sit with me, and here you're an important guy in this radio station.
Oh, no, it's an honor to be sitting here.
Out,
It's an honor to sit here.
And I just love you, and I appreciate you, Joe, and you too, Larry, and Don. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, you woke him up. Now, what'd you do that for? God bless America.
Right. We need it.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.